just slow-mo. Down low-mo. They just slow-mo. Down low-mo. They just slow-mo. Down low-mo. They just slow-mo. They just slow-mo.
See, I be coming at these whores, and it's very simple. Why I be coming at these whores? Because I don't consider these functional Moorish American mosques. As it relates to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science of
Some lanes from across the border, you and your daughter. I mean your little followers, you all out of order. I ain't taking nada, nothing from your books. Cujo talks up here, I got them all shook. I wish Cujo would step up to get his rep up and get hit up from the neck up. You gon' respect up.
Pharaoh!
Meet the people where they at.
I'm coming!
So you know you meet the tech. Let's keep it simple.
Reloaded!
Simple war. Either you wanna talk knowledge or you wanna go to war. Cujo, I will drag you by your dreads till you beg. Attach your arm, leg, arm, head.
Talk.
You don't want these problems.
I know the know well.
The policy of forces be the same one you
Talk.
Call them little names. Get on YouTube and say them little games. Talk tough like you bout that. And I'ma forget how far I came.
Talk.
I never forgot my ammo.
I'm coming.
To a law, but I still tie my camel. Let's talk about this knowledge that you think you have. Matter of fact, forget it, boy. Don't make me laugh.
Down no more.
They just slow-mo. They don't know more. They just slow-mo. They gon' learn today. But they gon' learn today. But they gon' learn today. So now what you gotta say, huh? I broke the rules cause I'm a sheik and a Muslim and I'm talking about tools. Boy, you know the lessons. The tools I took and fired at mine are inclined to workshop on your mind. You know about the hammer, make it a part of every part. And I wanna meet along, so I'm aiming at your heart. You on at 720, I'm on a 12 step, I'm at the pinnacle of wisdom. So miss me with the threat, mean mugging and cussing, boy, it don't mean nothing. Not going out like Malcolm, I'm going out busting. But I prefer discussion, authentic war science. Charge to reach, baby, you know he's straight lying. Associating scam with the holy divine. But the loss is mine, but I'm just the same blind. And it's about to catch you at any given moment. You looking at the throne, boy, can't you see I'm on it, huh? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Huh? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Huh? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? 6 million years to die. Hard to reach, got y'all thinking that he great. He teach law and civics, but never be the case. I never seen him in court approaching the bitch. But people who follow him, they do this nonsense. He teach a right to travel. I never seen him whipping. He pointing the way, but doing something different. And y'all been hustled and scared to admit it. I'll be making paid in fiat and call it fictitious.
Hey, let's go.
For the pseudo, the right to travel ain't even work for Cujo. All up in Canada, voting U.S. law. Deaf, dumb, and blind, boy, you just lost. Up. Down no more. They just slow-mo. Down no more. They just slow-mo.
See, I be coming at these whores, and it's very simple. Why I be coming at these whores? Because I don't consider these functional Moorish American mosques. As it relates to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science of America.
Boy, can't you see I'm on it? Look up.
Are y'all ready?
See I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't
Y'all ready?
I'm on it? Deaf, dumb, and blind, boy, you just lost.
Uh-oh, I think they ready. I think they ready. Are y'all ready? Man, this gonna be a nice learning experience, man. Y'all hear me? This gonna be a nice learning experience. We got 36 people watching now. We got thumbs up. Young Pharaoh is on the run. I'm gonna prove to you that he's on the front. I'm gonna prove to you that he's on the run. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, we got it right now.
No space cadet, listen.
Space Cadet. No Space Cadet.
That's right.
No Space Cadet, listen, you gonna make me push up. Talking all reckless, cause you done did some push-ups. So use a buck teeth, talking all that smack. Don't let a YouTube get your wig pushed back. You the came at the nation, the came at the Moors. I won't debate either, on any platform. Use a fraud, a agent, you make me sick. See, we can disagree, but don't talk slick. Being disrespectful to Minister Pharaoh. Anyone can see that you're a European pawn. In that little midget study, you know we ain't ready. But back to you, Betty. Let's set the date. Set the done, we debate. Let's do it. Set the record straight. Little lane, you think you're famous for real. Don't put it. I gotta bring it back. Let's bring it back, man. Let's bring it back, man. Let's bring it back while y'all share this, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. We got it right now.
No space cadet, listen.
Woo!
No space cadet, listen. That's right.
No Space Cadet, listen. Huh? No Space Cadet, listen. You're gonna make me push up. Talking all reckless, cause you done did some push up. Don't lose a buck teeth, talking all that smack. Don't let a YouTube get your wig pushed back. You the came at the nation, the came at the Moors. But won't debate either, on any platform. Use a fraud, a agent, you make me sick. You see, we can disagree, but don't talk slick. Being disrespectful to Minister Pharaoh. Anyone can see that you're a European pawn. In that little midget study, you know you ain't ready. But back to you, Betty. Let's set the date. If you want it, we debate. Let's do it. Set the record straight. Little lame, you know you're famous for real. Don't put on a dress and a low high heel. Being real with yourself. Come out of the closet. What you present is like you. It's totally fraudulent. Yeah, you talk about it, but you won't debate it. You can fool the generation that believe you educated. But see, we know better. And ain't no scholarship. Only thing that's gonna get you is a couple hollow tips for real. You know what I'm saying? For real. Little Pharaoh for real. I don't think you want this drama for real. See, you ain't got no scholarship. So I ain't really addressing your scholarship on this track. Yeah, I heard you can rap. So listen. Since you ain't gonna challenge me with the rap, with the scholarship, then challenge me with your rap. Cause you don't wanna do nothing else. Little Space Cadet, listen, you're making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Space Cadet, listen, you're making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Yeah. Taharka Vegas in the building, the people's wearing chic. Let's go. Hey. Hey, family. Let me get it to you like this, right? Family, don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. Listen, I'm competitive in everything I do. That's just a song, family. You feel me? It ain't nothing but a song. I'm competitive. You feel me? I'm super competitive, family. It is what it is. I'm super competitive. So if you think the lyrics seems to be promoting violence or anything, it ain't that, family. We use metaphors and allegory to convey, the strength of the song. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we do. We use all of that to convey the strength of the song. And so that's what I was doing. I was conveying the strength of the song, and I don't want anybody to take it that I'm promoting any type of thing other than competitive music and competitive intellectual ability. That's all I'm promoting. I want everybody to know that. So family, we're going to start the show. I ask everybody to share this demonstration because we're about to go in. We're about to teach a lesson, family. We're going to teach a lesson on what it means to be Moorish and why this guy is on the run. What he's so scared of Taharka Bay for? You know, him and Seti has never once ever addressed me as it relates to what they say means Moorish. In other words, they have did all of these presentations about Moorish, but they will not address me. They will not address Ali's men, whether it be Brother Sharif. Now, they won't address anybody qualified to speak on the subject, and many other Moors that are qualified. And so it's kind of strange to me that, hey, these brothers, man, they try and get this check. They gonna get it too, because you know some people fall for it. This new generation fall for anything. But let's open the show.
What should I write? What can I say?
Let me talk to them.
How can I tell you how
Check.
much I'm?
It's not.
What should I write?
Let me talk to him.
What can I say?
Can I talk to him?
How can I
Talk to
tell
him.
you how much?
Talk to him.
I've been tripping lately. I know you're starting to hate me, cause I'm exposing y'all for sleeping, posing off, slipping at the wheel, acting like you real. You got my profit on the back burner with the whole meal. I bring it to the front, and now you want the front talking all tough, but this ain't what you really want. I'm for peace, but my scimitar. Hold up. Let me stop for a minute. I got to pause for the cause. Family, salute my brother. Big Wolf in the building. 300 Gangsters Entertainment. Baltimore's own. Yeah, in the building. Shout out to my brother, Big Wolf. Big Wolf, you know we got some catching up to do. I've been working. I see you working. I see you and PF Boom working. I see the 300 Gangsters working. I see y'all working. We got some work to do, brother. We gonna get it together. But now, back to the scheduled regular program. Let's talk about it. Shout out to 300 G's who always putting that work in on the streets here in Baltimore. Let's go. I got to catch up with them when it comes to putting the work in on the street, because they put the work in. Let's go.
What should I write?
Can I talk to them?
What can I say?
Can I talk to them?
How can I tell you how
Check.
much? What should I write?
Let me talk to him.
What can I say?
Can I talk to them?
How can I tell you how much?
I got rock to
Talk
them.
to him.
Y'all been tripping lately. I know you're starting to hate me, cause I'm exposing y'all for simply dosing y'all, sleeping at the wheel, acting like you real. You got my profit on the back burner with the whole meal. I bring them to the front, and now you on the front talking all tough, but this ain't what you really want. I'm for peace, but my scimitar sharp now. I represent the ones that put that old card down. The card jagging off, got you sounding mad soft. It's just a night of trying me to fight you out of mine. To go against me, the salt of the West. Stand down or I will put your weak models to the test. You better ask somebody. Back in my last life, I will run up on you 45 bands tight. I'm in the villain now. I take the mask off. I tell the truth and let the truth blast y'all. Let me talk to him. Can I talk to him? Let me talk to him. Hey, can I talk to him? Let me talk to him. Yeah, check it out. You know some real lovers, you know some old folks. I know some serious boys who ain't no joke. They don't be YouTubing, they don't be Facebooking, they don't be clout chasing. But yeah, they looking. They see you demonstrating, shining like it's 85 lives. You was told from the old ones you keep alive. I keep it fresh though, show you how the flag go. The head don't know, then the whole body bag. So yeah, there's a cheap shot, and it might cost you. If you ain't in your lessons, then I probably lost you. You ain't no grand nothing. You can find what? It still amazes me. All the people lined up and fall in line. Blind leading the blind, got us fall behind. Confusion 49, but I'm wide awake. Oh yeah, I solved the puzzle. Man, didn't love the prophet. So how they gonna love you, huh? Can I talk to him? Can I talk to him? Let me talk to him. Can I talk to him?
See, they tripping, right? See, they really tripping because I'm telling the things that they've been hearing whispers about. They get mad because I'm saying everything that they want to say, but scared to say. They're scared to ask their grand sheik. They're scared to ask their divine minister. They're scared to ask the head of their temple. Matter of fact, they're scared to ask the grand leader about everything that I'm talking about. Y'all been tripping lately.
I know you start to hate me, cause I'm exposing y'all for simply posing off, sleeping at the wheel, acting like you real. You got my profit on the back burner with the whole meal. I'm to the front. Hey, do it one more time, man. Huh? Hey, y'all ready? Let me talk to him, man. Huh? Hey, man, I gotta do it one more time, man. I gotta do it one more time, man. Let me do it one more time. Hey, family, y'all got, listen, family. Y'all gotta work with me, family. I just gotta do it one more time. This is the intro. I'm ready. I'm ready now.
Let's go. We got it right now.
No Space Cadet, listen.
Space Cadet, listen. That's right.
No Space Cadet, listen.
No Space Cadet, listen. You're gonna make me push up. Talking all reckless, cause you done did some push up. Don't let them have to keep talking all that smack. Don't let a YouTube do get your way pushed back. You came at the nation, they came at the Moors, but won't debate either or any platform. Use a fraud, a agent. You make me sick. See, we can disagree, but don't talk slick. Being disrespectful to Minister Pharaoh. Anybody see that you're a European pawn in that little midget city? You definitely ain't ready. But back to you, Betty. Let's set the date. If you want it, we debate. Let's do it. Set the record straight. Little lame. You think you famous for real? No, I'm from the left. And the red out here. Being real with yourself. Come out of the closet. What you present is like you. It's totally fraudulent. Yeah, you talk about it, but you won't debate it. You can fool the generation that believe you educated. But see, we know better. There ain't no scholarship. Only thing that's gonna get you is a couple politics for real. You don't say it for real. Woo! Little Pharaoh for real. I don't think you want the drama for real. What up? See, you ain't got no scholarship. So I ain't really addressing your scholarship on this chat. Yeah, I heard you can rap. So listen. Since you ain't gonna challenge me with the rap, I mean, with your scholarship, then challenge me with your rap. Cause you don't wanna do nothing else. Little Space Cadet, listen, you making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Space Cadet, listen, you making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Yeah. Taharka Vegas in the building. The people's grand chic. Let's go.
All right, fam. Islam. Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm the people's grand chief, the Sultan of the West. I'm the one that's going to bring you Moorish entertainment, Moorish scholarship, and Moorish everything. I'm the one that's going to bring you Moorish everything. Believe that, family. First and foremost, I rise giving praise to the great God of the universal law. I give honor to his prophet, the noble prophet, the universal prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to each and every one of you in the chat that's in here right now, and those that will become coming to the chat a little bit later. You feel me? Now, I want to also give honor to all those who come to learn something. Not those that come to antagonize. Let me break this down real quick. First of all, if you're in this chat, whether you come in here because you are a defender of young Pharaoh, or whether you are in here as a defender of Moors, remember, we have to grow up as a people. So when you look at a video of young Pharaoh and everything is an MFer and a B this and a B that and all that, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, I don't take none of that serious. I know that might be his language that he used in talking to the generation who subscribes to his channel. But in fact, you know, that's very disrespectful. But whatever the case, I don't take that YouTube or I don't take this social media stuff serious. What I do is I look for opportunities in order to teach people. So when Lil Pharaoh put out misinformation, I find the opportunity to teach people what it really is. So Pharaoh did a video recently saying that Moors, they really are the sellouts and did not civilize Europe, which I think that's a stupid, silly topic personally. But you know, Pharaoh didn't have problems with his channel. His numbers have been declining. He wasn't able to monetize his channel for quite some time. And so I think he got the monetizing back on point. And so now it's time to stir up some stuff. And the most popular group right now, for all intents and purposes, is Moors. Not saying they're more popular than Hebrews, not saying that they're more popular than the Nation of Islam, but there's a lot of talk about Moors right now through social media. You understand what I'm saying? And so when we're talking about social media, Moorish is probably one of the most researched or Googled name as it relates to religion or what's going on in the world. But that's another story. Whatever the case may be, it's beneficial to him to mention Moors, to attack Moors, and I don't even consider it attack because it's whack. But it's beneficial to him to use Moors as a talking topic, because what it will do is it will increase the traffic to his channel. I don't mind. His channel bigger than mine, so for me to correct this, hey, it's all good with me. I don't have no problem with it. Matter of fact, I correct anything that's really far out there. I don't care if you got 5 subscribers or if you got 160,000 subscribers. It don't matter to me. When it's far out there, hey, I correct it, but I pick and choose what I correct. And so I'm going to choose to correct this because he keeps coming over and over and over. And the information is just so bad. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to take like 2 or 3 examples tonight and show you how the information is so bad. But the thing is, I want you to learn something. I really want everybody in here to walk away with something. You should be able to walk away with understanding, not meaning that you want to join the Moorish Science Temple of America, but you should be able to walk away with some form of understanding of the philosophical approach of the Moors in the Moorish Science Temple of America, members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, regardless of what body. Now, I consider myself as representing Moorish Americans. Some people will say, well, he don't represent me. Well, until somebody else step up and say, I'm going to represent this, I'm representing Moorish American thought as it relates to the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. If one think they can do better than me, then you are welcome to come and take the stage right here on Moorish World TV. And there's quite a few out there that can probably articulate this, maybe a little bit more eloquently than me. So bear with me. I'm going to butcher some words at times. I might say nah mean sometimes, you know. If you want to articulate it a little bit better than me, then you say the name. If they come to the show, they can come. I don't care if it's Jones Bay Grand Body. I don't care if it's you got to be a respectable Kenu Bay Grand Body. I don't care who it is. If you think Prather L's Grand Body, it doesn't matter. If you think they can articulate it better than me, then it's fine. They can have the stage. I'll bring them on here and they can address any misinformation that we find on the internet. But until someone steps up to represent that, then I am the representative of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Until somebody steps up. And if nobody steps up, here on Moorish World TV on YouTube, I will represent the thought of Prophet Noble Drew Ali as taught to Moors until somebody chooses to step up. And if they don't step up, I'll be here for a while. That's my brother LB. LB, that's my man. my man out of Atlanta. Talk black to me. That's my brother. Brother the Nation Islam. Talk black to me. Anyway, that's all right. But whatever the case may be, family, y'all ready rock and roll? Let's rock and roll. Let's get everybody, give me a thumbs up in here. And always, family, you can always hit the Cash App. The Cash App is is under the section right here, man, to help support the channel as it takes time to put these together. We appreciate you. You know what I mean? $1, $2, whatever. I mean, it's cool. Whatever you can appreciate. I mean, whatever you can help out with building this Moorish village and the time that I spend doing it, if you appreciate it, drop $1, drop $2, $3, $1 million. It's all right, good with me. We're going to build this Moorish village. So I thank everybody. Fam, let's get into it. First of all, let me screenshot. I want to get you right because I want y'all to learn something today. Even seasoned Moors might be able to learn something today. So young Pharaoh on the run from Taharka Bay. Why do I say that? I say that because from the first time that young Pharaoh did something on the Moors, I've reached out to him to try to bring him to the platform, or me go to his platform and dispute some of the claims that he put out. At this point, family, I need to share this with you. At this point, I'm not even disputing any of the claims that he point out. Now, he said that he is willing to debate any more who want that smoke. That was his words, who want that smoke. And he's willing to debate. So because he is willing to debate, I'm saying, like, I'm the guy. Here we go. Let's do it. I'm the guy. Debate me. You know, so by the way, I'm blocked from all of his pages. Mind you, I never even talked to Pharaoh. I talked to Pharaoh maybe one time during the time that maybe about 3 or 4 years ago that had nothing to do with nothing. Everybody was getting along. He was getting along with Sinetta and all that. Everybody was good. So I talked to him maybe, that was a while ago, but I don't know how he, this is why I think it's really suspect, because we never had any beef. We never had any beef. And for him not to respond to address the things that he putting out there or address me, I don't get that. But what does make sense is if he addresses, if I address what he put out there and we face off, it's going to destroy his whole position, especially as it relates to Moorish. And another thing, it's like Seti. Seti used to be a tough guy, man. I like Seti. You know what I mean? I told y'all my father liked Seti. But Seti too, when Seti put out that stuff, I also addressed Seti. Come on, let's do it. You and me, face off. I seen what you did to Sabir. Yeah, and you mopped the floor with Sabir. I give it to you, brother. You got that. You get, I got it. You got that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, okay, this is a new day. Taharka Bay is here. Now, let's see if you can show them raggedy pictures with people in the Congo wearing fezzes and you prove that they are Moors. Let's see if you can show those raggedy old paintings where the painter, which is a European, painted Moors being subservient to Europeans. We didn't paint those pictures. We didn't paint them, and I'm going to tell you about them pictures a little later in the show. But now, so they're running. They're definitely running. But matter of fact, let me show you, let me tell you about them pictures. Let me pull up a few. Y'all go work with me. Let me show you about them pictures real quick. Real quick, if I can. Moors, I'm going to just type in Moors and Europeans. Moors in Europe. Now, matter of fact, Moorish oil paintings. That's what I'll put in. So, family, this is how goofy these brothers are, right? They're so goofy that it's funny to me how I'm just trying to pick out anyone. Okay. So now listen, matter of fact, we just going to let Google talk for us for a second. Now, this is how funny these people are. Now, all I did was pick out Moore's oil painting. So when you look at this painting right here, right? When you look at this painting right here, you see, let me show you something. Let me get my highlighter. When you look at this painting right here, you see what appeared to be Moorish women being bathed. I mean, Europeans being bathed by Moorish women. That's what you see. But you know what's so funny about this? Why don't they date the painting? Why not? But now, Moors will use this painting to clarify, I mean, to represent that Moors civilized Spain. But even with those pictures, you will find some pictures where Moors are doing things opposite of that. So you see this. You see this picture right here. And you have the European right here, and you have the Moor right here. Now, someone that want to go against the Moors would take this picture and this old painting and say, oh, look, look, the Moors are subservient to Europeans. Ah, look at this. And then they would take something like this and they would say the same thing. You follow what I'm saying? Hold on one second. Did my thing stop? What's going on? We good? Hold on one second. Islam? Islam? I am. It looked like it's still playing. You are? Can y'all see me now? Let me see. No, I'm on the air. Can y'all see me? Where y'all at? We got 87 people watching. I see somebody say what happened. Can y'all still see me? Y'all good? Somebody press a 1 if y'all can still see me. Oh, they see me? We good. You can't see me, brother? Okay. I appreciate you, brother. Peace and love, big bro. Peace and love. Yeah, so that brother let me know that it froze on his end. So anyway, we good. So listen. So let me go back to these oil paintings real quick. All right, let me get to these oil paintings. So with Moors, as well as those that's in opposition of Moors, what they do is they would take some of the pictures that seem subservient to Europeans, and they would take pictures where Moors are dominating Europeans, and they pick whatever they want to do, pick whatever they want to substantiate their point. And so if somebody wants to say, oh, Moors love quote unquote white women. So they would take a picture like this and they would say, look, Moors love white women. Oh, they would cry about that. They talk crazy. And if even when you go right here, you see this little Moor in the background, they would take this picture and say, well, look, that don't look like no Moor that's strong. Look at him. Da-da-da. But let me tell you something. What you don't know is people don't pay attention to that this picture is an oil painting of the 19th century. Do anybody know when the Moors conquered Spain? Anybody know? It wasn't the 19th century. And now, in order to understand these paintings, what you have to do is you have to find out when the paintings were painted. Once you find out, like right here, when you find out when let's go to it. When you find out when the painting was painted, then you will find out what it means. Okay, if we can find out this painting right here, no thanks, I don't want that. If we can find out when this painting right here was painted, most likely this painting was most likely painted in the 18 or no, and not back as far as the 17, but this 18 or 1900s. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me? What that is that, you know what I mean? Check this out. So what the oil painting is called propaganda. It's propaganda. So what happened was the Moors conquered and dominated European countries all throughout Europe. And what they did was when they got back in power, they went forward and promoted the dehumanizing of Moors through oil paintings, through art. The same way that Europeans get rappers to dehumanize and desensitize our young people through rap music today. It's all about imagery. That's all it is. So anybody that uses that, them bodega scholars on 125th Street, like Larry, the brother, young Pharaoh, they using stuff from the 18th and 19th century. That does not show exactly who the Moors were and what the Moors was doing. But in fact, one of the problems with the Moors being expelled out of Spain is and was dealing with things that was foreign to them, whether it was harems, whether it was little trinkets, and whether it was things that they thought meant something. That was a part of the process of them, let me say this. That was a part of the process of them bringing themselves down to a weak vessel because they was chasing gods of Europe, which they knew nothing of. Shout out to my brother Moore Indigenous Knowledge for always supporting with a donation, brother. I appreciate you, brother. So family, I'm gonna say it slow, and I'm gonna say it slow, and I'm gonna say it low. When you look at the oil paintings, they are from the 18th and the 19th century, most of them. And there are depictions of Moors being subservient to Europeans because that's what the story that Europeans want to tell. That's it. And so for any brother that claims to be a scholar that will pick out something from the 18th and 17th century, let me tell you something. At that time, we had been subjected around the globe to oppression under the foot of the European. At that time, you might find us pictures. You might find somebody draw oil painting of anything, cutting toenails, wiping somebody behind. What are you talking about? So any scholar that tries to use that to say that Moors are not who they say they are is idiotic at best. Idiotic at best. And so my thing is, with this debate, he don't want to see me because I got a little bit more common sense than he even give himself credit for. And so this is why he's running from me. I went and posted this show on his site under my other account. And this is what he said. Why? This is what he said. Why are you commenting on my SHIT? You up with Sinetta, and I don't up with you. Plus, you said some fly out your mouth, but I don't know y'all niggas playing police games. So all I'm going to say is, oh, you nigga, man, some type of way want to make good on your... Man, I don't know what he's talking about. For one, me and Sinetta are YouTubers, but Sinetta just as cool with me as you are in real time. But I don't understand this. You up with Sinetta. What are you talking about? What do Sinetta got to do with this? You know what I mean? And I don't up with you. Plus, you said some fly out your mouth. When? I'm always saying something fly when anybody say something about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But I do know when y'all niggas playing police games, what are you talking about? Now you are posting this to leave some breadcrumbs for the police, not me. I'm only talking about, the only thing I'm talking about is scholarship. So all I'm gonna say is, if some of you fans some type of way or want to make good on those threats, you know what it is with me. So respectfully, remove yourself from my post and stop clout chasing my N-word. Stay over there with Sinetta and them and leave me alone. I'm not thinking about our niggas. Let's keep it that way. Y'all see that? I don't know what in the world he's talking about over there with Sinetta. Huh? What are you talking about? But that's his way to run. You know what I mean? I deal with Sinetta just like I deal with you. Don't make no difference to me. You know what I mean? I have no favoritism when it comes to those speaking against the Prophet Noble Drew Ali or the Moorish Science Temple of America, but that's his way to run. That's his way to put it on the record. He putting it on the record for somebody. You know what I mean? Talking about police games. You putting it on the record for somebody. But hey, that's what you do. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what you do. You putting it on the record. See, this is how people play social media games. Let me tell you something. Me and my assistant Grand Sheik walked up in a temple one time, and the brother thought that we gonna have some beef, and the first thing that he did was turn the camera on. He started filming. We ain't had no beef, but guess what? The camera becomes the record to use in court. And the same thing with social media. Y'all be careful out there. Y'all be careful out there. The social media post is the same thing that people will use against you standing on the stand. So I'm telling you, I'm all about scholarship. I'm a family man. I like hip hop, and so I'm gonna talk aggressively through hip hop. But I'm a family man. I'm not into all that type of stuff. I mean, I'm a temple boy. You know what I mean? Now, quiet is kept. You can always get my number. Quiet is kept. But anyway, with that being said, but that was his cop out. And so, family, I gotta be a buck, family. I gotta keep it a buck with you. So he supposed to have a debate with Brother Frederick L. Now, I don't know how that's gonna go, but I will say this. I will say this. I know without a doubt or contradiction, that my brother Frederick L may not really understand what he's up against. And I say that respectfully. What he's up against is one who's also using propaganda to further his agenda. So the same way that he calls you a MF, or the same way he used the MF so loosely, the same way he aggressively used the B word so loosely, you got to know how to deal with that. Not only that, you have to know how to counter what he's going to present. And you have to counter it in such a way where he has nowhere to run. I don't know if you can do that. I hope you can. Secondly, another thing that you have to understand is he's not doing this to prove anything. He's not doing this to prove anything. He's only doing this to increase his revenue. So you got to understand that too. And there's a way that you have to counter that. You follow me? There's a way you have to counter that. And so with that being said, I wish you the best, my brother, but I will tell you this. Now let me stop the screen share. Brother Frederick L., I will tell you this, brother, and then I'm going to get into the lesson. Brother, I support you, but I'm going to tell you what. If you go on there and you don't rep like you're supposed to, meaning that you come unqualified, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it because I know that this is a setup. Because he could have easily called out any brother from Ali's Men. Not saying that they would have took it, because Ali's Men is a little bit more distinguished. Ali's Men is a little bit more distinguished. See, I will get in the mud with you. I don't mind. See, Brother Sharif, Lasana Tunica L, McCoy L, they might not get in the mud with you. They might just, I'm not messing with no young Pharaoh. But see, me, I get in the mud with you. I get up in the mud with you. Everybody not going to do that. Like Hopkins Bay, he's not going to get in the mud with you. So you need to debate somebody like me. Now, I don't know what Frederick L going to do, but I get in the mud with you. I ain't got no problem with it. So with that being said, fam, let's get to it. First of all, let's go into one of his slides. I hope you don't try to hit me up on the channel. But here we go. Listen to this.
Where did you get the fake honey Turkish bird? Come wait from Turkey and come wait from wait. I'm not about to play with you.
So what he said is, where did you get the Turkish fairs? It came way from Turkey. Now I got to echo so I don't get my channel strike, but check it out.
I'm not about to play with you.
Let me turn it down just a little bit. Let me turn it down a little bit so y'all can hear it.
Where did you get the fake honey Turkish bird? Come wait from Turkey and come wait from wait. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you. I really. Let me pull up the map. Look at this shit. See this DOH? That's Turkey. This where the fairs come from. You see this JFK airport? That's New York. How the fuck, if you was way over here in America?
Hey, family, watch your children. Watch your children, family. Check it out.
Was you over here in Europe, civilizing Europeans? How the fuck, if you was way over here in America, did you end up practicing Islam and wearing a fez?
So family, excuse the language, but let me explain something to you. First of all, he kills his own self. He says that the Fez is Turkish. That's what he says. He says that the Fez is Turkish. Family, I want y'all to rock with me. Get your pens and paper so you can rock with me and learn something this evening. First of all, the first time that we see in history, and I'm standing to be corrected, the term Fez is from a place in Libya called Fezzan. This is the first time that we see the term Fez in history. You follow what I'm saying? And now, Fezzan is of the Berber language. The Berber, the Amazigh, the Moorish are interchangeable. All right? You know what I mean? All right? So a Berber language, the Amazon, the Moabite, or Mozabite, the Moabites of North Africa, it's North African. It's all North African. So the first time that we see the term Fez is from Fezzan. Fezzan, Berber language. Fezzania in Latin is the southwestern region of modern Libya. Where is Libya? It's in Africa. All right? It is largely a desert broken up by mountains, uplands, and dry river valleys, wadis, in the north, where oases enable ancient towns and villages to survive deep in the otherwise inhospitable Sahara Desert. The term originally applied to the land beyond the coastal strip of Africa Proconsolaris, including the Nafusa, and extending west of modern Libya over Angola and Elisi. Now listen to me, family. I may butcher some words, as I said before. You know what I mean? I may butcher some words, but listen to me. As these Berber areas came associated with the regions of Tripoli, Kirta, and Algiers, the name was increasingly applied to the arid areas of south of Tripolitania. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the first time in history that we find the term Fezzan, hence the term Fez. But I want y'all to walk with me real quick. When you look at the term Fez, you have to understand that Berber, the Amazigh, and all of these ethnic groups are the same people. Are the ethnic group of several nations indigenous, mostly of North Africa and in some northern parts of West Africa. Remember that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said the Moabites are from the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Hold that thought right there, because I'm going to touch on something that he spoke about we being indigenous here and also civilizing Europe. I'm going to touch on that too. It say Berbers constitute the populations of what? Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Mauritania, northern Mali, northern Niger, and small parts of western Egypt. So let me stop for a minute. The Berbers constitute even small parts of western Egypt. When he put up a picture of Cujo and he said, look at him, he got on an Ankh. How is he going to have on an Ankh and he's a Moor? And he held up the picture of Cujo. He didn't want to say Cujo's name. But as you can see, that the population of North Africa is associated from Egypt all the way around to Mauritania, the newer Mauritania. These were the Berber people. They intermingled, but we get into that in a minute. I want you to understand that the ancient Egyptian and the Moor come out of the same stock, the same bloodline. They are the same people. But we'll talk about that another time. Let me get back into the story. So as you can see, my name, people used to say to me, how you gonna be Taharka and Bey? Because it's the same people. You follow what I'm saying? Because it's the same people. That's how. It's all of our history. But now we're going to break it down and put it into context. Let's put it into context. So, It says Berber nations are distributed overstretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Suez oasis in Egypt. What it says? How far? And from the Mediterranean Sea to the Niger River in West Africa. Historically, Berber nations spoke the Berber language, which is a branch of Afro-Asiatic language families. Now, I can give you all the links to this, but I'm just grabbing something real quick. I ain't gonna give you too much because he might take me up on my author. The Amazon Berbers are believed to have been the early inhabitants of what? Libya. Of Libya. You follow me? You follow me? Y'all get me? Of Libya. Let me move this out of my way real quick. Of Libya. Let me make sure I get this right, because I want y'all to get this. The main Amazon groups were the Luata, the Nufasa, and the Adassa. They live in the coastal oases and practice sedentary agriculture. Most Amazon have been assimilated into Arab society. Stop for a minute. Stop for a minute. What is this? What's this saying? That when the Arabs came to that area, they mixed with the local population. They mixed with the, so it says assimilated into Arab society, except in the Nefusa Plateau region. You follow me? Ajila, Hun, Sukra, and Zuwara. The Amazon of Libya speak languages that are classified as Afro-Asiatic, adopted the Arabic alphabet. Adopted the Arabic alphabet. Many are bilingual in Nefusa, in the Amazon language. The Arabic, most are Sunni Muslims. There is also a community of 30,000 people, once called Gypsies, but known in North Africa as Dome, who speak Damari. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that this brother don't know what he's talking about. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America the industrious acts of the Muslims of Northwest and Southwest Africa. These are Moabites, Hammatites, Canaanites, who were driven out of the land of Canaan by Joshua and received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle in a portion of Egypt. And later they formed kingdoms. And these kingdoms, they are called this day Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, Tripoli. What that is saying is that these same people that you see in these regions called Berbers are the same people that migrated out of the east. They migrated out of the east and went west, and they created kingdoms along the way. And so when we use the term Canaanite, Moabites, Hammatites, in fact, what we really is saying is that a man migrated from east and went west. And so, and later they formed themselves kingdoms. These kingdoms are called today Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, Tripoli. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, these kingdoms are today Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, Tripoli. What does that mean? Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Tripoli. What did they call them? The Barbary states, the Barbary states. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? The Barbary states. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali history is consistent with history. This is not biblical stuff where you can't find and you can't prove, you can't substantiate. It's right here before your face. Now, so if the fairs, I want you to listen to me. If the fairs is Turkish, right? If the fairs is Turkish, Let's look at this. Fez is the northern Morocco city, often referred to as the country cultural capital. It's primarily known for its Fez El Bali walled Medina, with medieval Marid architecture, vibrant circus, and old world atmosphere. The Medina is the home of the religious schools such as the 14th century Bu and Nana and Al and Turin, both decorated with elaborate cedar carvings and ornate tile work. Okay, Fez was founded in, let me get my pointer. I want y'all to walk with me. Fez was founded in 1789, right? If Fez was found in 1789 and the Ottoman Empire was founded in the 1400s, who would be the founder of the Fez headwear, religious headwear, where the name come from? Fez gets his name from the capital in Morocco. That was in the 700s, but it goes back way before then. Don't get it twisted. I'm just making a point. Don't get it twisted. It goes back way before then. But the point that I'm making is, if the Fed is Turkish, the Ottomans didn't come into power until 1453. Before then, there was a Christian society, a part of the Roman Empire called Constantinople. You follow me? So by the 1400s, the mighty Byzantine Empire had declined for nearly 2 centuries. In 1453, the Ottomans surrounded the capital of Constantinople. During a 2-month siege, Ottoman cannons pounded Constantinople's wall, allowing attackers to break through and capture the city. All right? So this is in the 1400s. So if the Fez gets his name from the capital of Morocco in the 700s, how in the world can it be Turkish, founded in the 1400s? Don't make sense. I mean, well, since nobody, but it doesn't make sense. Y'all follow me? It doesn't make sense. The Fez, let me go back. Let me stop this for a second. Let me get it back on track for you real quick. So the Fez family hold up 1 second. Let me get it back for you. Okay, here we go. So the Fez, trying to get you back. What was this? Hold up. No, I didn't want that. So here we go. Let me get back real quick. So what I'm trying to say is that if the Fez is Turkish, and the Turkish Empire, what would be the Ottoman Empire, was not established until completely established until the 1400s. If that's the case, how can the Fez originate in the capital of Morocco, called Fez? So that's crazy, and I could beat that point up all day, that there's no way that the Fez that we wear could be Turkish. It's African. It's African. Now, but we do know that, 1 second, we do know that when anybody, let me get this off here. We do know that when anybody conquers, right? When anybody conquers something, what happens is they either adopt the culture or replace the culture. So here is the Ottomans' territory. This is why you have Muslims all up in these areas, because the Ottomans spread Islam through a lot of these European countries. And so when you see these European Muslims, Sunni Muslims, you can account most of it to the Ottoman Turks. You can count most of it to the Ottoman Turks. When you see super pale Muslims in European country, you can give like Romania and all of that, you can account that most to the Turks. You know what I mean? You follow me? So with that being said, when they conquered areas, a lot of the areas that they conquered were these areas. And when they went into these areas, they took the most dominant culture and they adopted it. One of the most dominant cultures was the strength of the Fez and what it represented. So this is why around the globe, not only the Turks, let me stop for a minute. Not only the Turks, see, if I was debating them, I would show how every country that got into power and went to war with other countries to establish their power, one of their regalia was fezzes. It don't matter. Even in the United States, let me show you something real quick. Everybody adopted the fez because the fez represented a certain degree of power with those who wore it and represented it. 1 second. During the Civil War, I got a whole file on this, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. During the Civil War in the United States, and I'm gonna just show you so you can Google it yourself. Matter of fact, here is my, so you can Google yourself. During the Civil War in the United States, what did they wear? They wore fezzes. United States wore, let me show you. United States War, Civil War, fez. They wore fezzes. Here's a suit. It comes with a fez. Because the power that was projected with the fez when we were in power in North Africa and around the world. So everybody copied it. I mean, everybody copied it. Wherever you went, this is the United States. This is the United States. They even copied it. They copied it. So the fez is not, there they go right there. That's American history in the Smithsonian Institute. Everybody copied the fez. But what you must understand is that the fez got its reputation of being dominant headdress, religious headdress, as well as national headdress from North Africa. It came from North Africa. It did not come from Turkey. You know what I'm saying? It did not come from Turkey. And so for someone to say that, that would be just like saying Eminem created rap music. Eminem is the rap god. That's what that'll be saying. And that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to your ancestors because you have allowed somebody to misappropriate history and you fell for it hook, line, and sinker. You fell for it hook, line, and sinker. You feel what I'm saying? The fez is an ancient headdress. It was most popularized in North Africa. And then it went around to these European cultures. But you can find the fez in America. You can find the fez in South America. You can find the fez with the Anunnaki. You can find the fez in ancient times everywhere. But the catch is, it wasn't always called a fez. It wasn't always called the fez. It wasn't always called the fez. Definitely. So when we're talking about calling a thing a fez, we go to the origin of where it's come from. So that's number one. So this is the reason young Pharaoh don't want to see me. Because every point I'm gonna tear him up. I'm gonna eat him up. And then he's going to answer my questions. So as we can see, the Ottoman Turks absorbed some of the traditions, art, and institutions of cultures in the regions they conquered, and they added new dimensions to them. One of them was the Fez. Numerous traditions and cultural traits of previous empires were adopted by the Ottoman Turks. That's right, and even worn on Easter Island. They wasn't always called the Fez, though. Once they were called the Fez, it gives the connection to North Africa. Absolutely, and worn on Easter Island. Somebody say, who wrote this information you're reading from? Brother, I'm giving you a picture show. We know where Fez, Morocco is. Mr. Shooter TV, we know where Fez, Morocco is. We know when it was established. You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to source everything until this brother want to battle me. You know what I mean? So, in other words, this headwear, which took its name from a Moroccan city named Fez, I'm not giving out no sources. I'm not giving out nothing, because if this brother want to debate me, I'm gonna give all the sources you want. But you can Google this stuff. I mean, this is everyday information. This is everyday information. Now let me hold up. Let me get this antagonizer out there. Give me 1 second, family. Let me get him up out there. Can you explain why Timothy Drew is on the record as a fortune teller that ate nails? Well, Timothy Drew is not on the record as a fortune teller that ate nails. Wrong again. This is not that show. You know what I mean? This is not that show. So we're going to get you up out of here. Get out of here, antagonizer. Get out of here. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not going to let you off my show, Mr. Shooter. What I'm telling you is that this is basic information. This is not something that you need to be sourced. If I tell you that Fez was founded in 789, it was founded in 789. If I tell you that the Ottoman Empire, who adopted the Fez as a headdress, was founded in 1400s, what's the difference? You ain't even got to Google that. That's common sense. If the city of Fez was adopted, in 780, the name was adopted in 1789. But the Ottoman Empire was founded in 1453, which is older. It's just simple math. You ain't got to Google that. You ain't got to read a book. That's simple math. So this is why that's why I see antagonizing. That's simple math. That doesn't take a book. That don't take Google. I mean, that don't take a book or Google. That's simple. I don't see why is that hard to understand. We don't need a book or Google. No European got to tell you. I don't have to tell you. You just look at the math. I mean, so with that being said, see, we can see the ad. See, some people just don't want to learn. So let me wrap this up with this. This headwear, which took its name from Morocco's city of Fez, is reminiscent of Pharaoh conical hat of Anatolia. But we'll leave that alone. Previously, Fezes were imported, and this is how you know. Fezes was imported from Tunisia. However, the Ottoman non-Muslim community later established Fez factory. This is common information. Where did the Ottoman empires get their Fezes from? See, this is where I will go deep in and show that the Ottomans got their Fezes from Africa, from Tunisia. And remember what I said earlier, the original name of the Fez comes out of, 1 second, Libya, which is modern day what? What's right beside it? Tunisia. But what is modern day Libya? What was the name of the original Fez town? Fazan. When they ordered it right here from Tunisia, imported. Come on, man. This is simple math. This doesn't take a genius. I'm not a scholar. So even here, the fairs used to be, and now here's a source. This is just the Daily Sabah. The fairs used to be a common headwear in Mediterranean countries and originated from Morocco. It was popular accessory by the Ottoman elites and soldiers and became a symbol of common Ottoman identity in the 19th century. This doesn't take, I mean, this doesn't take a whole bunch. Like, this is very basic information. This information is so basic that it's like you can just Google this stuff or you can get a book. But it's just common sense. It's just common sense. This doesn't take a whole bunch. I'm just saying. This is not even deep research. You follow me? But let's go with the next one.
Woo! It's finna get out of pocket. It's finna get out of pocket. But listen, if you are indigenous to the Americas, how the fuck was you over there in Europe civilizing anybody?
He say, this is how goofy this guy is. He must pop perks or something. He say, if you are indigenous to the Americas, how can you be over here civilizing? How can you be over Europe civilizing anybody? Y'all hear this? Y'all need to share this part.
These niggas be talking about the Aboriginals to the land. If you was over here in America, how the fuck was you over there at the same time in Africa and traveling up to Europe?
You hear that? He said that. How is it? And I'm explaining to you, young boy. He said, how is it that if you are indigenous to the Americas, how is it that you're over in Spain civilizing people at the same time? Now, to his audience, I hope they're listening today. I hope they're listening today because I want to teach y'all something. Because his audience are being misled, misguided. It got to be intentional. Because this is basic information I'm about to break down to you. But I'm going to go into some deep science as it relates to the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the philosophical approach to it from the Moorish perspective. I'm going to give it to you from the Moorish perspective. But I'm going to give you true science at the same time. Science and religion should not clash. You know what I mean? But this is how crazy this is, right? That he said, man, I'm going to play it one more time, then I'm going to go in. Let me play it one more time, and then I'm going to go in. Because this is ridiculous that he would even say something like this. This guy got to be on perks or something. He popping perks or something. Something ain't right. Listen to this.
Woo! It's finna get out of pocket. It's finna get out of pocket. But listen, if you are indigenous to the Americas, how the fuck was you over there in Europe civilizing anybody? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? These niggas be talking about the Aboriginals to the land. If you was over here in America, how the fuck was you over there at the same time in Africa and traveling up to Europe?
So, okay, so here's the problem, family. Here's the problem. He could have caught his own self. He could have caught him on his own self. And the thing that he said is at the same time. Nobody said at the same time. Although our bloodline was in two different places at the same time. But we're talking about two different time periods. See, right now, I be wanting to call you out your name. But I got to restrain myself. I have to restrain myself. We're talking about two different time periods. Let's talk about it. In the National Geographic, ancient DNA reveals the complex migration of the first Africans. Newly sequenced native genomes showcase a wealth of surprise from previously unknown populations to unique high altitude adaptations. Now, I'm not a big fan of DNA as it describes you personally. That ain't my thing. But what I will say is, I do subscribe to the concept that you can put time markers on something. You know, they what they call it. I forget what they call it. Oh man, carbon date. I do understand that, but I don't believe that one individual can identify him, pinpoint himself in a village 20,000 years ago. I ain't with all of that. But with this, it says, where do I come from? This is from National Geographic. That perhaps one of the most fundamental questions for humanity. Now, 3 studies of ancient and modern human DNA are offering some intriguing answers by providing a detailed look at the complex peopling in the Americas. One of the modern humans left Africa in about 60,000 years ago. About 60,000 years ago. They swiftly expanded across 6 continents. Researchers can chart this epic migration in DNA of people both alive and long dead. But they are missing genetic data from South America, the last major stop of this human journey. Again, the last major stop. In other words, if the last major stop was in South America 60,000 years ago, the initial stop had to be where? If South America is on the West Coast, where was the original stop at? Think about that for a minute. And the last major stop of the human journey. The trio of newspaper published today in the journal Science, Cell, and Science Advances dramatically increases the number of the sequence whole genomes from South America's indigenous people, both living and ancient. So what is being said? What is being said? Even Christopher Columbus himself, I'm going to break it all down. According to renowned American historian and linguist Leo Weiner of Harvard University, one of the strongest pieces of evidence to support the fact that, quote unquote, black people sailed to America before Christopher Columbus was journal entry from Columbus himself. There we go. You got me? Walk with me. So what I did, I said, the humans, they traveled here 60,000 years ago. Bring it up to modern times. Columbus witnessed our people traveling here. You follow what I'm saying? So 60,000 years ago, we were here in the Americas. During the time of Columbus, we were sailing here. Listen to what it said. In Weiner's book, Africa and the Discovery of America, he explains that Columbus noted in his journey that the Native Americans confirmed black-skinned people. You follow me? Black-skinned people had come from the southeast in boats trading in gold-tipped spears. Now, if you're standing in the Americas or the islands, where is southeast? Ask yourself that. Where is southeast? If you're on a boat in the west, where is southeast? Where is it? If you're in the west, where is the east? And where is southeast? Because Columbus writing this, he said they came from southeast in boats. Let you think about that for a minute. You ain't got to believe in Columbus. So here we go. We can keep on going. Now we got a brother. For years, Eurocentric archaeologists have largely turned the other cheek when it comes to the discovery of artifacts from ancient Egypt being discovered in the Americas. Huh? The first, according to Dr. David Imhotep, the author behind the book, The First Americans Were Africans, documented evidence Egyptian artifacts found across North America, from Algonquin writings on the East Coast to the artifacts and Egyptian place names in the Grand Canyon. Where is the East Coast in America? Remember, we're talking about being indigenous and more saying they're indigenous. Where is the East Coast in America? Walk with me. Let's get one more. Some people insist that Africans could not make it to the New World first, simply because they didn't have the skill and resource to sail across the what? The Atlantic. Remember that, the Atlantic. And remember, we're talking about Moors being indigenous to Americas. Now, don't forget that we was already here 60,000 years ago, according to these people. Let's not forget, some people insist that Africa couldn't make it to sail across what? The Atlantic. Where are they coming from? The Atlantic? Of course you know what divides America and Africa, don't you? The Atlantic. As it turns out, that's completely false. Historians have discovered evidence that suggests Africans were masters at building ships, and that it was actually a part of their tradition. Remember, we're talking about being indigenous. Shipbuilding and sailing all over 20,000 years old in the Sahara. And cave wall paintings of ancient ships were displayed in National Geographic magazine years ago. With those shipbuilding skills and the navigation skills, who were the navigators? The Moors that came out of Egypt and populated the northwestern, southwestern shores of Africa. Same people. Sometimes the name changes. Same bloodline. With those shipbuilding skills and navigation skills that were noted by historians of the time, the myth that Africans wouldn't have been able to sail to the New World becomes officially debunked. Officially debunked, as Dr. Julian Whitewright, maritime archaeologist and the University of Southampton, explained. The voyage from Africa on ancient ships was a quite plausible undertaking based on capabilities of vessels of the period and historical material stated took place. Now, here we go. They're talking about sailing across the Atlantic, right? And as they're talking about sailing across the Atlantic, let's get back. Now, we say that human beings had been traveling in the America about 60,000 years ago. Well, who was the human beings in North Africa? Let's talk about it. The human beings in North Africa was real simple. A skull found at the Jebel Erhard archaeological site in where? Morocco, are believed to be the oldest known human remains. The first skull, discovered in 1960 by a miner who gave it to an engineer as a souvenir. The engineer eventually turned the skull over to the University of Rabat, and officially expedition to the site took place in 1961. Since then, there have been more skulls and other bones been uncovered. Researchers initially thought the skull belongs to Neanderthals. This killed the idea that what's his name? Shoot, I can't think of his name. Brother Reggie used to talk about, oh, you Neanderthals. No, but since determined that they belong to archaic form of what? Say it with me now. Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the most evolved human beings that related to you and I. And how long ago was this? The age of the skull was estimated to be 300,000 years ago in Morocco. This information challenges previous idea that modern humans emerged from Eastern Africa around 200,000 years ago. So now we got to set the marker back some more Now we have to set the marker back some more where East Africans came towards the West, because we got a skull here over 300,000 years old. In other words, we're never going to pinpoint the civilized man here on earth and date him and give him a starting date, because it's always going to change, simply because we are the original man and we have always been here. We have always been here. So here you go, the original man 300,000 years ago. And if you look at the scale, you will find that that was the Homo sapien right here. You can find me in the club, pocket full of bug. Who won? Hey, we can get it's going down, cause I'm around. 50 Cent, this is how I get down. What up, blood? What up? What up, guys? Ah! So as we see, the oldest Homo sapien is found in Morocco. So now we can understand that this 60,000 year migration to the Americas now makes sense. So who were the people? Who were the people that traveled to Morocco or from Morocco to the Americas? It was 50 Cent in them. And were they Moors? Of course they were. How do we know? Simply because the oldest DNA comes from there. 60,000 years ago, the journey took place and it landed us 50 Cent now right here. Now, how did that happen? Many people don't believe in the shift of platonic plates, although California is separating right now from the mainland. And so our Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught us, and it can be confirmed with tectonic plates, that there was a time when the planet Earth was connected at the hip. Whether you like it or not, science now confirms this. So how did they get here over 60,000 years ago? Well, maybe some sailed or maybe some walked. Maybe some sailed or maybe some walked. And walked right on over. Let me walk with me. Walk it out. Walk it out. They walked it out. They walked it out. They walked it out. See what I'm saying? They walked it out. Walk it out. They populated North, South, and Central America. They walked it out. You follow me? They walked it out. They walked it out. So how do you get indigenous? Very simple. Once you inhabited a piece of land for so long, then it is what it is. So when you put it all together, you can see how they walked it out. So when the brother said, well, you know, Turkey is over here, New York is over here, how are they going to get affairs over here to right here? Well, it's very simple. If you was walking from Morocco to New York, very simple. Very simple. The last inhabitants of North, South, Central America was the West Coast. That can be proven too. That could be proven too. Now, what did the Prophet Noble Drew Ali say about this? Let's see what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali say about this. Now, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, because he liked to go in our Quran. He loves to go in our Quran. He don't know what he's reading, but he loves to go up in there. If he knew what he was reading, he'd be dangerous. But the Prophet Obadiah says, the Moabites from the land of Moab who received permission from the pharaohs of Egypt to settle and inhabit northwest Africa. Prophet Obadiah says that the Moabites from the land of Moab received permission from the Pharaoh of Egypt, because Egypt was the capital dominion of the Empire of Africa, which means that this was Washington, D.C. of the planet, if you will, right? So it says he gave permission. And when you look at migration patterns, you will know that the migration patterns, according to science, started from the east to the west. And so even when people look at Saudi Arabia and make it a European pale Arab, no, these are our people. They came in and they dominated same way they did South America. But that's another story. So it says that received permission from the Pharaoh to settle in what is Morocco now, northwest, southwestern shores of Africa. This is what the Prophet Obadiah says. Now he says, they were the founders and the true possessors of the present Moroccan Empire. What does that mean? Family, your bloodline is your royalty. The Moroccan Empire is alive and well if you open up your mind, come together, and know how an empire state of mind functions. In other words, you don't have to have the same language. You don't even have to have the same customs. Some empires, for instance, I'll give you an example. The Roman Empire extended from Greece all the way to Turkey. But people in Constantinople spoke different than people in Greece. They had a difference in language. The Ottoman Empire, the same way. You know what I'm saying? And so the Moroccan Empire, we must be of the same unified state of mind. Stop playing these fake law games. Stop playing with this European, asking for a delegation of authority, and start building something in real time. But that's another story. So it says, with their Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren who sojourned from the land of Canaan seeking new homes. Now, some people have a problem when the prophet used Canaanite, Hittite, and Amorite. Fine, you can. But what the Prophet Obadiah is saying, in my understanding, it may not be everybody else, that a certain region in a certain area, even identified in the Bible, in a certain region in a certain area, you follow me? In a certain region in a certain area, people came out of here. People came out of here and they migrated. And they migrated. So when you say the Hittite, Amorite, Moabite, it's saying that these people, you can call them what you want in my book, but they came out of this area. You follow me? And they migrated this way first. Some went this way. But you follow me? They migrated. Y'all got to work with me now. So if you don't want to call them the biblical names, Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite, Moabite, that's fine. But a universal science or universal understanding will show you that science even tells you that people migrated from the Nile Valley, from these areas right here. And now when we look at Saudi Arabia, the Mecca, and we look at Ethiopia and all of that, we see the separation that the European has given us. I mean, we see the separation that the European has given us. In fact, these are the same people before the Europeans came down. When the Europeans came down out of the Caucasus Mountain, out of Eurasia, that's when things begin to take a lighter shade. But before then, these was all the same people. The same vegetation in Egypt is the same vegetation in Medina. The same vegetation in the Sudan is the same vegetation in Mecca. The same vegetation in Ethiopia is the same vegetation in Yemen. It's the same thing. The ecology is the same. They are the same people. Simple as that. They are the same people, and they migrated all the way up here and all the way around and all the way over here. So let's get back to it. So Prophet Obadiah makes the statement. He says, Their dominion and inhabitation extended from northeast and southwest Africa. Let's go back. Northeast. Hold on, where we at? Northeast. Y'all see? And southwest Africa. Northeast and southwest Africa. Northeast, southwest Africa. All right, y'all walking with me? Okay, listen what the prophet said. He said that their dominion, which means they dominated, they controlled, they ruled, and inhabitation extended from northeast, southwest Africa. Okay? Across the great Atlantis. Notice that the prophet Noble Drew Ali does not say, hold up, the same vegetation in Chicago is not the same vegetation in Baltimore. So how is vegetation the same in Pangaea? Brother, you're not making sense. I'll show you that in a minute. We're not talking about that. We're talking about landmass that broke apart that was originally connected to each other. Are you, brother? Then you're going to make me call you slow. The distance between Baltimore and Chicago is over 600 miles. It's over 600 miles. We're talking about the shoreline. From shoreline, the vegetation is the same. But I'm not going to let you get me off track. You're not making sense, brother. Nas Media, wake up, brother. Anyway, it says, across their dominion from northeast, southwest Africa, across the great Atlantis. Across the great Atlantis. He did not say the Atlantic. Across the great Atlantis. What the prophet is talking about, if you study well, you will understand that the Atlantis Mountains over here, and Atlantis is actually a place on the map in Mauritania, and you can find it. But it said across the great Atlantis. The great Atlantis was actually a kingdom of powerful, ancient Africans, if you will, or Asiatics. But across the great Atlantis is right between Mauritania. Matter of fact, I want to get you up on something. I'm gonna get y'all up on something real quick. If you want to really study something, right? I'm gonna show you something real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna type in. I got a whole slide on this that we learned in the temple, but I'm gonna give it to you right now. If you want to know what the prophet is talking about, I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you a brief lead. You know what I mean? Because you might don't want to join the temple, and that's fine. But I'm going to give you a lead on the great Atlantis the prophet is talking about. I'm going to give you a lead. The lead that you can go and research for yourself if you want to is the great Atlantis the prophet is talking about. I want to give you a lead. And I just pulled this real quick offline, just real quick. I actually have a whole slide presentation on this that we learned in the temple, but I'm going to give you a lead real quick. Let me screen share this. If you want to know what the prophet is talking about across the great Atlantis, this map right here is a map. I think it was by Herodias, if I'm not mistaken. But this is where the prophet is talking about the great Atlantis. You follow me? This is what the prophet is talking about across the great Atlantis. Right here. You follow me? So in North Africa, there was an ancient place called Atlantis. I mean, there was a place called Atlantis. You follow me? And that place was right where Mauritania is. You see, that place was right where Mauritania is. Right here. So when the prophet say across the great Atlantis, he's not talking about the ocean. Across the great Atlantis. And you can Google this, you can research this, And you can confirm this. You can confirm this. So when the prophet say across the great Atlantis, pay attention to the words. As I tell people in the temple, always pay attention to the words. He says, across the great Atlantis, even unto the present North, South, Central America, also Mexico, and the Atlantis Islands, before the great earthquake that caused the Atlantic Ocean. You follow me? So what the Prophet Obadiah Ali is talking about, it can be confirmed through historical maps. So remember, we still talking about indigenous. So how did 50 Cent get across here? How do we claim indigenous? How do we claim indigenous? Because 50 Cent walked it out. 50 Cent walked it out. That's what he did. You follow me? 50 Cent walked it out. Y'all with me? He walked it out. History can confirm this. Now, as we come to a close, family, when this guy like to say silly, goofy stuff like this.
Ali is what? A male Arabic name derived.
What he's about to do now is he's talking about Prophet Obadiah Ali, name, Bey, etc., etc. Listen to him though. Listen how ignorant this is. Listen.
Ali is what? A male Arabic name derived from the Arabic root, which literally means high elevator champion. Arab countries, okay? And the rest of them, this is a common name in Arab.
Now, what he's doing here is he's trying to explain why Prophet Obadiah Ali carries what he think is a name, Ali. Check it out.
Arab countries and the rest of the world. Now, why is this important? What kind of Indian nigga you know named Ali?
You see that? So what he's doing is he associating an indigenous person calling himself an Indian, which we don't even believe them Indians for one. So he's all over the place with that, calling himself Ali. Check this out.
You know any Blackfoot Indians named Ali? You know any Cherokee Indians named Ali? Okay, let's talk about Bey. What is the name Bey? Bey is what? The governor of a district or province of the Ottoman Empire.
Now look, that is another point that I could beat up. I can show you that Bey is African. It's African all day. But we're not going to go into it. He's Wikipedia this demonstration. This is why, look, this is our laziest scholarship is. You know what I mean? Hold up. Let me get it back.
Ali is what? A male Arabic.
Look at how lazy his scholarship is.
From the Arabic root, which literally means.
Look how lazy his scholarship is. I mean, look how lazy his scholarship is.
High elevator champion. Arab countries, okay? And the rest of them, this is a common name in Arab countries and the rest of the world.
Hey, keep Tim Drew in here. I'll be like 5 more minutes. I'll take care of Tim Drew. Tim Drew can call in.
Now, why is this important? What kind of Indian nigga you know named Ali? Do you know any Blackfoot Indians named Ali? You know any Cherokee Indians named Ali? Okay, let's talk about Bey. What is the name Bey? Bey is what? The governor of a district or province of the Ottoman Empire, formerly used in Turkey and Egypt.
Now, family, first let's deal with Ali real quick. Real quick. He say, you ever see a black Indian named Ali? I mean, you ever see a black Indian named Ali? I just told you that Ali, matter of fact, I didn't tell you that, but I just told you the migration patterns. So Ali was way before Islam. But let me get to the point.
A district or a chieftain, traditionally.
And so he's talking about Bey, where I can also show that Bey is African. It's not Turkish. But anytime that that Wikipedia or European tell these people something, they run with it. They got books and libraries. You do know that, right?
Applies to the leaders or rulers of various sized areas in the Ottoman Empire, nigga. So you see these.
This is how ignorant he is. He's not even trying to cross-reference and find if there's a possibility. If there's a possibility that Bey could be African. This is why a lot of Moors won't waste their time with this guy. But I'm not wasting time because y'all learning today.
Talking about they name Ali Bayer, fucking Noble Jew Ali, or this shit Bey. Motherfucker, these is Arabic slave master titles.
Stop right there. Let's get with it. He said these are Arabic slave master titles. Family, I'll stop right there. This guy name is, y'all know his name? Y'all know what he called himself? He has a birth name that is a slave name, if that's what he want to call it. He calls himself Pharaoh. In ancient Egypt was a political richest leader of people who held titles, Lord of the two lands and the high priest. The word Pharaoh is Greek. The word Pharaoh is Greek. How can you talk about someone calling themselves a title? Ali is a title, boy. It's a title. It's not a name. It's a title. Ali is a title. That's just like if somebody call you doctor. Is your name doctor? So can't nobody else use doctor? Can't nobody else use doctor? That's what you're saying. Ali is a title. I can prove it. Ali is a title. Bey is also a title. Bey is not a name. You titled or call yourself Pharaoh and it's Greek. Bey is African. Ali is Asiatic. Both of those names are Asiatic. Both of them. Originated with the dark-complected people within the Nile Valley in the West Asia region of the planet. Bey is not European. It's not Turkish. It's what we will call today African. I would knock you out the park with that. But you call yourself Pharaoh. Not only do you call yourself Pharaoh, and it's a Greek form of Pharaoh, you call yourself a Greek name. Ali is not Greek. That's of the Afro-Asiatic language. Anybody know about the Afro-Asiatic language? The Afro-Asiatic language? Bey is of the Afro-Asiatic language. Ali is of the Afro-Asiatic language. Pharaoh is Greek. Pharaoh is Greek. Not only do he call himself Pharaoh, but if you pay close attention, he's so petty. Let me give it to you real quick. He's so petty. Who remember Pharaoh Allah? Pharaoh Allah. He's so petty. He ain't get all the money he robbed people. He ain't get a new backdrop and change the name to young Pharaoh from Pharaoh Allah. Remember what he said? These are basically Muslim slave names. You follow me? Yeah, we get him up out of there. Tim Drew, we ain't gonna waste that time with Tim Drew. I got him. But he's calling himself Pharaoh Allah. He got the backdrop. He got the backdrop calling himself Pharaoh Allah. How can he say Prophet Noble Drew Ali cannot use the title Ali? See how hypocritical and crazy this is? Great family. Pharaoh Allah all day long. But he on his channel talk about Prophet Noble Drew Ali calling himself Ali. But he's Pharaoh Allah. Y'all see this? This is ridiculous. And people are actually listening to this mess. Family. Pharaoh is Greek. He went by the name and goes by the name Pharaoh Allah. So, you want to know why he got that squeaky voice? You know what the Greeks demonstrate. The word Pharaoh comes from the Greek language. It was used by the Greeks. You know what the Greeks demonstrate. That's why his voice so high pitched. Peace, 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 everybody. Peace, 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 peace. Peace, peace, peace. That's why his voice like that. Because he's adopting a Greek name, thinking that it's peace, 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 family. Peace, 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 family. That's what he do. Hey, peace, 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 family. He's walking around with a Greek name representing. Come on, man. Man, this is slaughter. This is why he will never debate me. Allah is Arabic, the one and only God in Islam. Etymologically, the name Allah is probably a contraction of the Arabic al-Ilah, meaning the God. That's it. Family, I'm telling you, I only picked 3 topics. But let me tell you something before I get out of here. I only picked 3 of the points, and I didn't really go in. If I was really going into debate mode, if I was going into debate mode, then what I would do is I would really turn the scimitar. I would really turn the scimitar. Let's get Tim Drew. If Tim Drew don't call in, I'm gonna go ahead and block him because he's just an agitator. But let's see if we can get him to call in. Let me get this number up real quick. He can call in, he can ask whatever he wants. Other than that, he's just a provocateur. And he don't deserve an answer. Here we go. So look, let's see if we can get him call in. If he don't call in, we already know what that is. He don't get no answer. He's gonna have to buy my book. There you go. Call in. Call in. If he don't call in, I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead. He says it's in the newspaper before 1930. Call in, Tim Drew. Come on, bro. I'm about to block you if you ain't gonna call in. How many minutes you need? Call in. You're gonna have to buy my book, and I'm gonna tell you what you was reading. Man, I'm trying to get that book out by spring, Brother Austin Bay. Brother Austin Bay, peace, family. Give him 5 minutes. 5. What? I ain't got no 5 minutes. I ain't got no 5 minutes for you. All that mouth you was typing, you can't type in 7 numbers? 10 numbers, you can tell them, oh, I say 7 numbers. You tell them, oh, I said, you can't type. You can't type in 7 numbers. Y'all remember when the phone numbers were 7 numbers? Goodness and crazy. Hey. Hey, Tim Drew, let me tell you something, brother. There's nothing that you can throw at the people's grand sheep. Listen, if you want to know my answer to that, go on to Rob Bourne page. Rob Bourne, they did a show exposing Noble Drew Ali. I called in that show while they were going through the articles. Matter of fact, I even went through the articles myself. Brother, there is nothing nobody. See, one thing about me, I take salvation personal. There's not much that people can surprise me with when it comes to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that you can do to escape this beating. When we talk, let me tell you something, and I tell everybody this. The Pharaoh, you, and anybody else, when it comes to me, hold on, here we go. It's here we go.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
There we go. We got Tim Drew in the building, brother. Keep it clean, and let's go. Talk to me. Let me see. Can y'all hear him? Say something, brother. He called in, but
Can you hear me?
yes, sir. Come on, talk to me.
I'm just looking for an answer to the question.
What do you want?
So explain how Timothy Drew or Noble Drew Ali, who's supposed to be your prophet, is clearly in the newspapers of the time. We're not talking about 300 years ago or 1,000 years ago. We're talking about something that happened in the early 1900s where we got it clearly documented.
Hold up.
Where he went to correspondence schools, where he was as, a practitioner of magic tricks, getting out handcuffs. But when the cops got on him, he wasn't getting out of those handcuffs.
Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear him? I'm about to pull it up. You good? Can y'all hear him? Okay. Let me put you on the mic. Let me put you on the mic, bro. Oh. Hold on. You still there, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello?
Hold up 1 second. Man, I'm trying to get you up here. They said they can barely hear you. 1 second. Let me see. Hold up. They say they can barely hear you, but let me see if I can get you. Give me 1 second. I got you, brother. Stand by. We're gonna deal with this, brother, real quick. It's gonna be easy. Light work.
Okay.
1 second.
Because I'm not here to argue faith, because faith is faith. I'm talking about facts.
All right.
And the facts are that the brother was just another brother.
Okay. I heard you, brother. I heard you, but
we see the books that he copied from. There's
hey, brother, brother, listen, you say you're not here to argue, but you had,
we can find in other books.
brother, let me finish, brother. You say you're not here to argue, right? But you asked me a question, so.
I'm not here to argue about faith.
No. I'm not arguing about none of that. No.
I'm talking about facts.
Brother, I'm about to show you facts.
Okay.
I'm about to show you facts. Give me 1 second. I'm about to pull it up for you because I got the articles I can pull up for you.
Okay.
So you know what you're reading.
Okay.
Now, just give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up right now.
It's your show. You got all the time in the world.
Let me pull up the article for you real quick. I just had it up the other
Go
day.
right ahead.
And I'm about to show you something.
Okay.
Give me 1 second, family.
It's your show. You got
No, I'm talking to the people. All right, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this up right here. Now, let me share with the people. So
there's a delay between me hearing you and
oh no, you all right. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. So first of all, family, let me get this to the people real quick. So first of all, family, I've already told everybody that Prophet Noble Drew Ali's name was not Timothy Drew. Now, during 1916, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was healing people, right? And they set up a sting. He was healing people. Are you gonna let me finish? Let me answer. Let me answer first, brother. Let me answer first. Brother, can I answer the question first, brother? I'm gonna let you talk,
Prove that he got
bro.
Jesus power.
I might have to hang up on him because he won't let me talk. So here we go. He can call back if he gonna listen. I'm gonna let him talk, and then if he listen, he can call back. So Prophet Noble Drew Ali was healing people in his neighborhood, right? Now, during that time, you see what I got on here. But look what you're reading. In the late afternoon, as the sun was setting, Judge Osborne disposed of a number of cases. Among them was that of Thomas Drew, colored, 29 years old, of 22 School Street. He was arrested June 16. This was 1916. Charged with practicing medicine without a license, with using witchcraft, right?
Call from.
Tim Drew.
All right.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
So Tim, you got to let me talk, and then I'm gonna let you talk, brother. We can't talk together.
Okay.
But so look, it says he was arrested June 16th, charged with practicing medicine without a license, with using witchcraft, and with promising to cure infantile paralysis by breathing on the bodies of the afflicted. All right? Now, this is what he was accused of. They calling it witchcraft. Now, brother, we're not talking about Jesus. All you have to do is study African cultures, studying Eastern cultures, and you know that healing is a reality. You don't believe that healing is a reality? And that Europeans will call it witchcraft?
Not what you're talking about.
No, I'm asking you a question.
There's a reason why they said he was practicing medicine and he was.
No. I'm asking you one question, brother. Listen. Brother, listen what I'm telling you. The same European that is oppressing our people is telling you that he's practicing witchcraft. This is the same people that's hanging our people. So you're looking at an article from the oppressor, the same people killing our people, hanging our people, and holding it as a rule of law. That's what you're doing.
So you think that
I'm asking you more. Listen.
who were paralyzed?
Listen to me. Do you believe in the power of healing in anywhere?
I believe in medicine. I believe in modern medicine.
But let me ask you. So, brother, do you believe in the physical power of healing? As the Buddhist monks can warm the heat up in the energy in their body and heal people through their hands?
No, not at all. Zero.
Well, it's true, brother. It's true. It's true, though.
Then why would modern medicine use those things to help?
Brother, let me tell you something. Because the modern medicine is a Eurocentric practice. Medicine is not to heal you. Medicine in the doctor's office is only practicing medicine. It's not to heal you.
That sounds like a cop-out. You can blame everything.
Bro, I'm not blaming.
Theory made up by Europeans. If you use that trick.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You said, no, the thing is.
If you can heal someone from being paralyzed, you can heal them from being paralyzed, period.
Hey, brother.
You need a conspiracy to stop that.
No. Listen what I'm saying. First of all, if you don't believe that physical healing from human to human is possible, then we just gonna have to agree to disagree, because the argument stops there.
You can't prove it. I'm standing on actual facts.
No.
Medical science and truth.
Listen, I'm telling you, no. I'm telling you that both things work. I'm telling you that both things work. That the medical, brother.
Medicine is simply stuff that works.
Listen, okay, brother. Where is medicine derived from? Medicine derives from natural plant usage in the wilderness, or in the forest, or wherever you can get the herbs and the spices and whatever you need to heal people. That's where modern medicine derives from, right?
Yeah,
All right.
The stuff that works and the BS.
Okay,
The stuff that
let
you're
me,
talking about
no,
is
let,
categorized as the BS.
hold up 1 second. Brother, I'm going to show you something. You looking at the show. Let me,
Do you agree with that? That modern medicine took a look at all the home
No,
remedies, the
no,
stuff that worked, they
no,
classified it as medicine,
no,
the stuff that didn't
no,
work, they classified it as witchcraft and
no,
BS?
no. What I look at is European monopolizing the medical industry in order. So let me tell you something. My back, right? I do home improvement, man. My back was hurting so bad one time, and I formed a lump in my back. My wife hooked up a potion of natural herbs, and she rubbed it in my back. She warmed her hands, and I know without a doubt of contradiction, not only did the herbs that she put together, but the healing energy from her went through me, and my back has never hurt again.
But you know that's called anecdotal evidence. It's not true evidence.
But it's not true to you. So listen. So listen.
If it works, follow it up and
Listen to me. Listen to me.
present it to the medical world and win your Nobel Prize.
Hey, brother, listen to me.
Nobel Prize, what you just said was correct.
Listen to me, brother. That's ego driven,
You want that money?
brother.
You're getting money from the blood. You can get money from the potion.
Listen to me, brother. Listen to me. Listen to me, brother. You don't believe in that natural science. So you, of course, you're going to take whatever the Europeans say to be true.
Science actually clarifies as being real. They're not going to just take.
They not. The same people cut your testicles off and hang you from a tree. They not. The same people that got your,
What are you talking about?
the same,
These are a bunch of different people. The rednecks that did that were not the scientists of today. There are also black scientists. That's where you get the conspiracy things all wrong. There are black people that are in the field of medicine. Are they also Uncle Tom? Are they also
no, brother.
Family members who are research scientists.
Brother, what I'm telling you, they are in a field of, brother, they are in a field of study that's consistent with European medicine. So of course they're going to advance European medicine.
They can't think outside the box, but yet your wife can go into the ground and make a potion that will heal your back for forever. Where you can bottle that potion up, sell it to the world, and win a Nobel Prize and have billions of dollars where you can do more than a Moorish.
Brother, you think,
you can have a
brother, you really, brother, you really believe that it's that simple? With these $1 billion pharmaceutical companies, brother, listen to me, brother, you really believe these pharmaceutical companies is going to allow any healing potion from a Dr. Sebi, from my wife, or anybody who comes up with it in their house to come through?
Clearly a fraud. So do you believe that Dr. Sebi was not a fraud?
No, I don't think he was a fraud. I don't think all of his stuff was 100%.
He could heal every single.
No, I'm not saying that.
Don't exist. Everything was mucus because that's what his so-called science was based on.
Brother, listen to me.
Everything was almost based on mucus.
Brother, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying Dr. Sebi could heal everything, but I do not disqualify. No, listen to what I'm saying. I don't know that, but I do know what he showed. Let me finish. I do know what he showed to the judge and the people that came in the courtroom said. I do know that they had AIDS before they met him, and when they left, he didn't have AIDS after his treatment.
That's anecdotal evidence, man. That's just people talking. People talk all the time.
Okay, but brother, this is why this can't, brother. Oh yeah. Let me go. I gotta go, brother. I gotta go. Let me stop. Listen, you don't believe in natural healing. You don't believe in natural healing, so I gotta go. So family, listen, I gotta go because this brother don't believe in natural healing. He believed that the European one day woke up and went into a lab and start mixing stuff and healing people. Every European medicine came from an indigenous reality. Every European medicine. listen, medicine always came from something natural. It came from something natural. Healing has always been a technique of our indigenous people. Medicine didn't start and say, oh, that other stuff didn't work, that's why. No, this became cheaper, this became faster, and this became a place that we can manufacture and market it and get rich overnight. So no longer do you have to go into a jungle and get one of them wooden demonstrations and grind up leaves. You know what I mean? No longer do you have to do that. Now somebody give you a synthetic pill that you then hooked up in a lab. There it is. You know what I mean? But the thing is, with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, they was calling, hey, Abraham Bey, Maurice, stop calling my phone. I'm not putting you on the show. You're thirsty. Stop calling my phone. Anyway, with Prophet Noble Drew Ali, what happened is that even the report said that he wasn't going to stop until he cured all the illness out of his community. The same people that wrote the report in the paper, they could not find one person to testify against Prophet Noble Drew Ali after hundreds of people were healed. Let me see if I can find that article real quick. Let me see if I can find that. Hundreds of people were healed, and not one testified against Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Not one. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think I just had it the other day. I'm working on this book about this. It said it was hundreds of people were healed, but they had to send an undercover agent in there posing as husband and wife. But you're talking about hundreds of people were healed. They couldn't get one witness. They could not get one witness to testify against Prophet Noble Drew Ali in 1916. Not one. But he's healing hundreds of people. Give me a second. I'm gonna let y'all see this one. I'm gonna let y'all see this. Because that guy's an antagonistic agent, but I'm gonna let y'all see this real quick. Give me a second. Let y'all see this real quick. Watch this. I really thought I just I really thought I had it, but we're gonna see in a second. Let me see real quick. Man, let me see. I thought I just had it out the other day because I was using it in my studies. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me find it real quick. I thought for sure I just had that demonstration out. But anyway, family, y'all might have to trust me on this one. I might have to give it to you on another show. Anyway, yeah, he was healing hundreds of people. But I'm gonna find this one. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let's see if I can find it. If I can't find it, then that's it. I'm gonna show y'all another day. But anyway, family, it says he was healing hundreds of people. I mean, hundreds of people. But not one testified against him. Not one. Not one. So, you know what I mean? There are articles in the Moorish Guide where teas and company. Let me get this guy. This guy here is so thirsty, man.
Call from.
This guy's so
To
thirsty.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Brother, why are you so thirsty, brother? Why you keep calling the show?
I am not thirsty. I ain't calling you to argue. Listen, what the other brother was talking about, we all know natural ingredients and plants heal. We know that. So he was talking against the garbage. Let's get to a real subject.
Brother, I'm not getting to no. Listen, brother.
That's a 2-point question.
No, you don't get no answers from me. I told you this guy thirsty right here. His name Maurice.
Okay, I'm not arguing, people.
Listen, what you want to know, brother?
I want to ask a question.
Ask the question.
Okay, it's a two-part question. Number one, was the Moors always up under Islam?
Okay, that's one question.
Okay, answer it.
Now give me the other question, because that's it.
Okay, the other question, okay, so you want to play like that. Okay, the other question is this, because we know that the Moors adapted Islam, is how can you liberate and lift up the people using somebody else's God?
There we go. My man, appreciate you. So listen, so his question is, was the Moors always under Islam? From the Moorish Science Temple of America perspective, Islam always been. Islam means peace. So when we look at Islam, we're looking at it from something that is universal and not cultural. And so that's answering your question with one answer. How can you liberate somebody with using somebody else's God? No, God is one. God is a universal creator. Allah, Ilah, only is an Arabic word that represents the God. Ilah, the God, existed before there was an Arabic language. Ilah, the God, existed way before there was an English language. Ilah, the God, always existed. It's a universal principle that the Moorish Americans subscribe to. Now, with that being said, was Moors always into Islam? Whenever the Moors subscribed to Islam, peace, one of the five highest principles known to man, they built pyramids. Did they call it Islam? No, they demonstrated the essence of what peace is. When they demonstrated peace, they did things that people can't figure out today. See, peace with nature, peace with your brother man, your sister woman, gives you the ability to raise your consciousness and to raise your ethers into a higher plane, into a higher tone, and you can build metallurgic structures. See, Islam is not a cultural thing, although it has culture with it. You see, Islam is a universal thing. Peace is universal. It always was and always will be. You follow me? So was the Moors under Islam? Of course. When they studied peace, and I'm talking from a Moorish Science Temple of America perspective. I'm not talking about from anybody else's perspective. I don't agree with cultural Islam. I agree with the universal principle of Islam. So Islam to a Moorish American looked like a brother in affairs. Islam to a Chinese looked like a Chinese cultural Islam. Islam to a person in Indonesia looked like them. Islam in Botswana looks like them. So Islam, peace, is practiced from the most esoteric and the most essential meaning of what Islam is. It looks different everywhere. But when someone adopts cultural Islam, they start to grow their beard, they start to paint their beard, and they start to do things that's culturally acceptable in Arab nations. Absolutely. Like Bolden Bay said, submission to the will of Allah, submission to the will of God. And that brings you peace. So with that being said, Tim Drew, brother, you gotta go, brother, because I don't understand. I would debate you if you email me, but you gotta tell me what you believe in too. You see the reason why I would never let you guys interrogate me when you don't tell me what you believe in. See, I know you believe in the European, because you already said the European medicine. The European medicine, they found out that was fake. And so the European medicine is real because they found out that was like witchcraft. No, what they wanted to do is they wanted to sit that on the back burner so you can buy their pharmaceuticals. What you think they going to the jungle, chop all them trees down in South America for? Anyway, back to young Pharaoh. Young Pharaoh, listen. Young Pharaoh, whenever you ready, you let me know. It'll be respectful. We can go point for point. Feel me? We can go point for point. But let me tell you something, young Pharaoh. I'm different than the rest of these brothers that you might want to debate or go up against. I'm way different. You're going to have to show me what you believe in. So, because you're not going to interrogate me. Nobody is going to interrogate me. Why the Moors do this? Why? That's what he thought he was going to do on the phone. Why the Moors? What you believe in? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what you believe in. You know what I mean? And we can talk about, you can talk about what I believe in, you talk about what you believe in, and then we can get busy. You follow me? Then we can get busy. But other than that, even Tim Drew, we can talk about what you believe in, and we can talk about what I believe in. We can talk about those articles, and I can show you how even the European confirmed and how the European was being condescending. Oh, you can free yourself out of rope, free yourself from these handcuffs. He was being condescending. And you can read the article closely and you can see all the condescending nature of this European being an antagonist. This wasn't straight journalism. This wasn't straight journalism. I mean, this wasn't straight journalism. How are you going to take a European criticizing a brother for trying to heal his neighborhood and take his word for being for real? Come on, man. Come on, man. Got to be kidding me, man. But I can show you every article, but you got to show me what you believe in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Show me what you believe in. And now, not only can I show you an article, we got a first-hand account of one who said they seen Prophet Noble Drew Ali healing somebody. And when he seen that, he said that's when he joined. You know what I mean? That's when he was joined. We got a first-hand account. But that doesn't qualify Prophet Noble Drew Ali for me to be a prophet. That doesn't qualify me whether the prophet healed somebody or not. What qualifies me is the wisdom. What qualifies the prophet to me is the wisdom to get us up out of this mess. The wisdom, the divine plan of the ages is what qualifies Prophet Noble Drew Ali to me. The wisdom of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Not that he healed somebody, not that we not black, not understanding the wisdom of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You follow me? I don't need to hear about a prophecy. The Moors will be this and the Moors will be that. I don't need to hear none of that. I understand the divine plan of the ages. I understand how to get from A to B. But you have to join the temple to understand that. I mean, I would hope so. I gotta go.
Let's go. Oh, we got it right now.
No space cadet, listen.
Space Cadet, listen.
That's right.
No Space Cadet, listen, you gonna make me push up. Talking all reckless, cause you done did some push up. Don't use some buck teeth, talking all that smack. Don't let it YouTube get your wig pushed back. You done came at the nation, you came at the Moors. But won't debate either, on any platform. You's a fraud, a agent, you make me sick. See, we can disagree, but don't talk straight. Being disrespectful to Minister Farrakhan. Anyone can see that you're a European pawn in that little midget steady. He definitely ain't ready. But back to you, Betty. Let's set the date. If you want it, we debate. Let's do it. Set the record straight. Little lane, you think you famous for real? Don't put in the dress and the beard I heal. Being real with yourself. Come out of the closet. What you present is like you. It's totally fraudulent. Yeah, you talk about it, but you won't debate it. You can fool the generation that believe you educated. But see, we know better. That ain't no scholarship. Only thing that's gonna get you is a couple politics for real. No sense for real. No sense. See, you ain't got no scholarship, so I ain't really addressing your scholarship on this chat. Yeah, I heard you can rap. So listen, since you ain't gonna challenge me with the rap, I mean, with your scholarship, I mean, then challenge me with your rap. Cause you don't wanna do nothing else. Little space cadet, listen, you making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Space cadet, listen, you're making me sick. Don't make me push up on you. Taharka Vegas in the... Man, listen, if you want to get on the show, email me at taharkabay@yahoo.com. Let me know the topic. If it makes sense, we're going to make it happen. Be alarmed. You know, I love, you sound like a 5%er. I love my 5%er, brother. Let's go. Yeah, man.
That's what this was, man. Try it. Okay? I will cut you to ribbons. That's what this was, man. This killer, falsehood killer, Mutazidin, Zaladin, Mujrikin,
Don't make me take this fans off, Allah knows, cause I'ma take some heads off. You all foes, lower up my mouth and keep a banger that'll sink the Noah's Ark. Stop playing with me. I'm the true and living God, but I know the low a little better than your little frauds. Trying to keep it on the high note. I really love my bro, but I can go lower than a worm. No lamo. See y'all at the evil social media gas. You thumb thugging. Thinking when I see you, I'ma blast you. Oh no, we gon' talk about it, acting like you're about it. Guarantee you when I see you, we gon' put some chalk around it. Talking like a big boy. This fans won't save you, cause I'ma take this fans off and ask you who made you. You better sing along when you look me in my eyes. You see the image of my law. Don't be looking surprised. I'm the God in the flesh. Of course I'm fresh. I resurrect. Hey. I don't believe he left. I breathe Jesus' breath and breathe weed to death. We come correct like a check when the G's connect. Disrespect, trying to get a rep. I'm coming for your rep for real. Don't make me take this pants off. Stop. Don't make me take this pants off. Stop. Don't make me take this pants off. Come on, man. Don't make me take this pants off. Let's not rehash the past. You better ask for fast before I go into the... Hey, family, listen. This joint coming soon. I hope y'all support it. I'm going to drop all my stuff, man. I hope y'all support it, man. Give a donation for the new music coming out, family. As a person say, this just happened. You got a conscious Pharaoh this song already. Exactly. I stay working, family. I stay working. I stay working, family. I want to promote the Moorish Science Temple of America in the best light. And so it doesn't matter if I throw some rhymes together. I do it for fun, but I want to make sure that people understand. I mean, Hey, I'm trying to tell you, family, when I drop this demonstration, it's going to be a monster. Let's go.
What should I write?
That's it, family. I see y'all on Wednesday. This is my new job. This is my new job.
What should I write?
Let me talk to him.
What can I say?
Can I talk to him?
How can I tell you how much?
Talk to him. Y'all been tripping lately. I know you start to hate me, cause I'm exposing y'all for slipping dozing off, sleeping on the wheel. Acting like you real, you got my profit on the back burner with the whole meal. I bring them to the front, and then you run a front, talking on tough, but this ain't what you really want. I'm for peace, but my scimitar sharp now. I represent the move that put that old heart down. The carjacking off, got you sounding mad soft. It's just a night of shrine, need to fight you out your mind. To come against me, the salt of the west, stand down the wall, I'll put your weak knowledge to the test. You better ask somebody back in my last life. I will run up on you 45 man tight. I'm living bitter now. I put the mask off. I tell the truth and let the truth flash y'all. Let me talk to him. Can I talk to him? Let me talk to him. Oh. Can I talk to him? Let me talk to him. Yeah. I know some real elders, you know some old folks. I know some real sports who ain't no joke. They don't be YouTubing, they don't be Facebooking, they don't be clout chasing. But yeah, they looking, they see you demonstrating, sounding like it's 85 lies. You can hold from the old ones you keep alive. I keep it fresh.
go. Tell you how the flag go. The head don't know, then the whole body bag slow. That is a cheap shot, and it might cost you. If you ain't in your lessons, then I probably lost you. You ain't gonna play nothing. You can find what? It still amazes me. All the people lined up and fell in line. Blind even a blind. Got us fall behind. The future didn't die, but a while ago. Only I solved the puzzle. Man, they didn't love the prophet. So how did they love you, huh? Let's talk to them. Let me talk to them. Come on, man. Let me talk to them. Hey. Let me talk to them. Can I talk to them? Come on, man. Salute, man.
See, they tripping, right? See, they really tripping because I'm telling the things that they've been hearing whispers about. They get mad because I'm saying everything that they want to say, but scared to say. They're scared to ask their grand shit. They're scared to ask their divine minister. They're scared to ask the head of their temple. Matter of fact, they're scared to ask their supreme grand leader about everything that I'm talking about. Y'all been tripping lately. I know you starting to hate me because I'm exposing y'all. Pacific dozing off, sleeping at the wheel, acting like you will. You got my profit on the back burner with the whole mail. I bring them to the front.
Salute, family. Let me talk to them. All day,